All right, today on Study Ball, continuing our college football series as we prepare for the draft. Today I'm going to take a look at Jayden Daniels, Heisman Trophy winner from LSU. Obviously a lot to like. He's extremely athletic, can make all of the throws. I decided to jump into the Alabama game, which was a lot of people's recommendation on Twitter. Obviously you want to see him against one of the best defenses and try to get a gauge on what he is. I continue to go back with all of these quarterbacks and look at more and more tape, trying to figure out exactly who each and every one is, because there's different game tapes that show different things, and I'm trying to get a grasp on who I think they are overall and not just take one game here or there to determine it. So let's dive into this Alabama tape and take a look at Daniels. All right, so the different things that you see, okay, is there's some really good stuff here in terms of, I like his presence in the pocket. Boom, right there. It's a quick hitch. There's not a lot of movement, balance, knees bent. See the shoulders there. And so I really like some of the things from a technique standpoint, which to me is something that can always carry over. Yet you're going to see some throws that are just a little bit off throughout the game. And so, again, trying to determine, okay, what exactly is that aspect of things. So you see right here, his receiver's got to go diving inside to catch the football. So it's not a horrible ball. I like the decision. I love the timing. Quick hitch, ball's out. I'd like to see the ball on the outside shoulder here. So just little things from an accuracy standpoint that I'm still questioning with Daniels. And again, you don't see it all the time. And so that's where it gets really, really tough is, okay, why is it sometimes and not other times? Where does it come from, especially when you see some really good things from a technique standpoint? Okay, really good deep ball thrower. You know, if there's one thing that jumped off the page when I watched him is that he's a really, really good deep ball thrower. Good pace on the football, doesn't throw it too flat, gets it up, allows his guys to run under it. Here's one right here, love the read, right? You got the safety sitting in the middle, but all of a sudden at the snap, he comes flying down, leaves the middle of the field open. So let's go get our post right here. Again, quick hitch. Ball's up, lay it out there, easy to track, right on the money, not really breaking stride. And you're going to see this over and over again if you watch him throughout the season, is that I really felt like just about every tape that I saw, there was a couple really, really good deep balls thrown. Okay, so again, you see, I like the pace. I like the quick hitch. Okay, another one where the ball, love to see the ball. And again, I'm not really sure what the route is. To me, this is usually what we call a stop. So they're turning and coming down to the outside. Love to see the ball on the outside shoulder. Again, not a terrible ball. It's in there, tight coverage. Just a little bit of ball placement is something that you're going to see show up throughout. So you ask yourself, what is he from an accuracy standpoint? What is he as a passer when you see things like that show up? Okay, so here, right here on this particular play, it's kind of tough because Alabama loves to play this kind of triangle here in the slot, but we've got this middle safety back here. So when we got a middle safety, what we're going to have is we're going to basically have what we call double seam right here, trying to read that free safety and get a beat on him. You see his hips turned this way right now. I'd love to see him try to work to this backside right here off the safety. But you see, again, the safety flipped his hips, but he's got so much depth and turn. I like the backside seam, but either way, I can see why. You know, they kind of run into each other. So you see, again, down the field, pretty good throw. It's tough. We never want to throw a seam ball this late, this far down the field, because obviously good athletes are going to be able to make up for it. This is usually a 18 to 22 yard throw. Get it up, get it down. And so you see it. It's not a bad throw. He just had to throw it so far that the Alabama DBs are able to play catch up right here. You want to be able to hit that right there. Come back, one hitch, let it go. Don't have it. Go ahead and check it down. Again, easier throw to me is this one here because the free safety's flying deep, but it's kind of a unique coverage look right there. But I just don't like to see late balls down the middle, even though we're close there. those are really tough to complete. Okay, and then you see some really good things from a read standpoint. So we're going to run a go here, and then we're going to run a corner and a flat. Okay, so everybody in the NFL is going to have this concept here, and we're really trying to read the flat defender. Who is the flat defender? Okay, so you can take your pick here on what exactly they're doing. If this is man or zone, I'm not really sure. It almost looks like man out here, and then there's a defender right here that's dropping down into kind of the flat area. But you see, it's carry across the board. Okay, so we get a carry. We get a carry to the corner. We got depth here. Boom, get the ball out to your flat. Love the decision. Love the timing here. Being able to see the bodies dropping in. Not wasting any time getting it to his guy. Nice 7-8 yard gain on a flat throw because it was the right decision. Defense stays back. Drop it underneath. So you love the decision making. Okay, so here we go again. 4th down. Again, bad snap, lots of stuff happening here, okay? But we got this right here. Like, this is a ball, put it out in front of him, put it on him. It's 4th and 1, right? You see it right here. We get this here with a good football. Ball's back behind him again. Okay, so again, just little placement things. And it's easy to go and, just a little bit here or a little bit there. I get it, but we've already seen 3 or 4 balls that could be completions that haven't been completions because there's just a little bit of something off from an accuracy standpoint in this game. All right. The motion across. All right, so again, you're always trying to figure out what the read is on these particular plays, okay? So we're going to run curl back here. Okay, I would think that most times that's going to be kind of a last resort because we're going to have an influence post, an in, and a shallow. Okay, but you come back, and sometimes you like to see this backside safety. If he clamps on the curl back there, then maybe you got a shot down the middle. Okay, so you see the clamp right there. So now we come back to the front side. And so this one's tough because your shallow hasn't quite gotten there yet, so you haven't got a real good read on this defender. You're running this very, very shallow here, so you kind of have to wait for him to wrap around that defender, and then this extra defender here is able to get into the mix. So again, from a timing standpoint, I'd love to see this in be deeper because we really want to try to high-low this right here where we can throw it up and over this linebacker. As soon as we got to wrap it around and bring it into that next window, that's where the next guy gets involved. Now you say maybe, because you see kind of his eyes. His eyes are kind of down the field, down the field, down the field. Maybe if he gets his eyes over here on this guy a little sooner, he has a chance to anticipate and rip this around the linebacker right there. Now again, it's going to be a tough throw, right? There's bodies kind of sitting in there. So this is just kind of one of those where, again, kind of a funky coverage because if you're looking at the backside safety to grab it and then you're going to look at this, well, there's another body right here. Maybe I don't like it, but then this happens so fast. All about eyes and read. This is one that I would love to sit in a room and go, okay, what were you thinking right here? Jayden, tell me what you were going through, what was going through your mind. And then going to try to make a play on the move, which, again, doesn't end up making the play here, but something that he did really, really well all year long. Oh, actually he does make it. Actually, the guy goes down and makes the catch right here. So nice throw on the move, making something out of nothing. But you'd love to be able to sit in the room with these guys and ask them some questions about some of these plays just to hear their thought process. That's the one thing that's always missing when I do this is I don't get a chance to sit down with them. Okay, this is a concept that they run a whole bunch. Okay, so it's kind of like a post, shoot, or wheel, and then the shallow coming underneath it. Okay, so I thought he actually read this pretty well for the most part. So you don't like the post, safety there. Okay, you're going to read this flat defender. Does he carry? And then recover in to the flat. But again, here's what I'm talking about. Here's another one. Okay, feet aren't set. Kind of tries to Got to jab it in there, misses the easy shallow throw, almost intercepted here. And again, it almost looks as if he goes post, and then almost seems like maybe his eyes go back here, and then he tries to recover in here to the shallow. Just keep it out in front of you. Don't like the post? Okay, go read that flat defender. He carries the shoot. Eyes and feet are right there in front of the shallow, and you see misthrow, again, accuracy-wise. So we've already seen that 3-4 times, just little accuracy things. You know, getting the football out in a position away from a defender, making sure you're leading a receiver with the football. All right, so this one right here got kind of a double post combination. Post, post. Looks like they're trying to bring the over here. So it's kind of read the post, get to the over concept on this particular play. So reading the post, we're going to read the deep safety that's back there. So you see right here, there's really only one safety back there, or at least make this safety, make sure he's backside, and then see if you can beat the front side safety with the post. So right there, there's a throw to me on this particular play. You come up here, you're reading that safety, stick that post in. You got to drive that post here in most cases down in the red zone. Then if you don't like it, we're going to get back to our high-low right here with the over and the pivot. But there's a throw right there. Seems like it's a pretty decent pocket right here. Okay, maybe settle in, and maybe now the throw comes to this over that's coming here. Little impatient, starts to take off right there, but thought he had a shot right there on the post. See it, get it out. A little bit late, leads to nothing. Okay, nice little progression here. Pure progression play, everybody runs it. Got an out in the corner, and then we're going to work back to this in right here. So this is always hard because you just say to yourself, is he open? Okay, is this guy open right here? I think so, because this guy bails, but maybe you think the linebacker's chasing to him. So this is where it's always hard to go, well, maybe you should have thrown that one. Well, does he see it as open as I see it as open on tape? But regardless, he doesn't take it. Does a nice job of working back to number 3. And you watch eyes and feet. Boom. See his eyes and feet come together. So now he's lined up to make this in throw. Bang. Nice job. Good progression. Way to work through it. You know, quickly work through it. I don't have 1. I got outside leverage on 2. Let me get back to number 3 on time. And you see it. Eyes and feet working to this throw. Bang. Drives it. Perfect. So there's some really, really good and some stuff that you question. Love the decision here. See it pre-snap. Understand I've got corner off right here. I'm running a hitch. Catch. Watch how quickly and efficiently. Not a lot of movement. Catch the football. Set. Boom. Ball's out. I love it. Love the timing. Love him getting it out. Not taking a 3-step drop. Catch. Shoot it. All right, so here's very similar play again. We're going here, kind of with an in, shoot, shallow. Okay? Read it nicely the time before, just missed the throw. This time, you see the body. See how his eyes and feet are out in front of this? He's reading this. He's seeing what's going on here. In the last one, he kind of let his eyes get back to the front side and his feet didn't line up. Now his feet and eyes are connected. He sees the coverage down the field. Boom, nice ball. Right on the front shoulder, leading his guy to throw it. Like the progression, like the read, like the throw. All right, so now we're going to run the mesh concept. What's the mesh concept? We're going to go flat. Then we're going to mesh these 2 shallow routes right here. Everybody runs it, trying to get man-to-man coverage, trying to get a rub right there. Going 1 to 2, and then working back to the inside. So he gets the number 1 right here on a 2nd and short. And again, where's the ball? Ball back behind. His feet, again, his feet are kind of messed up here, and he's trying to just fling the football. He flings it back behind his guy, misses an opportunity. Should have been an easy first down. Who knows? Maybe he gets all the way to the end zone, but accuracy once again. All right, and then he comes back on the next play. Catch, plant, ball out, good ball right on his guy, getting a completion. So really good with this quick stuff, not wasting a lot of time. Knows what he's seeing, get set, get the ball out, very compact, lined up, accurate with the throw. All right, so again, like the decision. Okay, so the decision, we've got stops here on both sides, picking a side versus an off corner route or an off cornerback. I like it. Going to the right spot with the football. Now we miss again, and it looks like the timing, I don't know. I don't know if the receiver goes too deep. You never know what's going on right here. He's trying to anticipate and just misses this throw by 4 or 5 yards. So what I always like to do is I always like to compare the two the two receivers, okay? So you'll notice one guy's is 4 yards deeper than the other guy. So this ball comes out and this ball ends up about 4 yards short. So I'm going to give Jayden Daniels the benefit of the doubt, going good anticipation, probably a pretty good throw. And his receiver just went deep on this because I'm trying to compare the two. Now, I don't know if that's right or not, but I got to try to figure out what exactly happened here. I like the decision making. Obviously, I didn't like the throw in the end result, but don't want to put it on the quarterback when it's not on the quarterback. All right, guess what we got? Got the same play once again. I'm going to go here with the in of the post, the shoot route, shallow route. Boom, throws it in there. Right? Normally to me, this doesn't really look like a throw you're going to make. The safety sitting there, but feels like he can beat him with the throw. Boom, nice quick drive throw. This one puts on the back shoulder, puts it away from the defender. I'm going to give him credit for that, right? We don't know if that was exactly what he was trying to do or not, but I'm going to give him credit for it. Hits it on the backfield shoulder, away from the safety, allows him to spin and get into the end zone. So aggressive, I like it, sees depth, thinks he can fit it in there, does fit it in there with perfect placement, leads to a touchdown. All right. Decision again, really just one-on-one on the outside. Gets back, quick hitch, ball's out, looks like it's good position. Here's the one, right? These guys inside, he's got to put the ball to the outside number here, which is what he does. This guy doesn't come up with a football, but I like the placement, keep it away from the defender. So you're already seeing throughout this game is kind of the ups and downs, the good, the bad. Some throws lined up, the deep throws really, really good, and then some other throws, he gets off technique-wise and misses some easy opportunities in front of him. A lot of things that I call layups. Got to make the layups. Okay, good decision right here. I like this. Sees everybody walked up, right? We're looking at decision-making. Everybody's walked up. Got a quick slant right back here to this side. Don't make the game harder than it has to be. Quick set. Get balanced. Good ball. Give your guy a chance to run after catch. All right, so they had a lot of success this year running what we call an inside fade here and run the fade. Okay, so they're going to run that here. They're going to do kind of a stutter. So we're going to push out to 5 or 6, and then he's going to stutter in here and then run the inside fade. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the inside fade when this guy's in an off position, but because you're stuttering it, see if he jumps it. But if he turns and goes, then kind of work up to your next guy that's coming across the field. All right, so there were times that I thought that Jayden would get stuck on some of his deeper throws and just try to force it in there. That to me is really, really good coverage right there. You don't really have a chance. He's forcing your guy out of bounds. Love to see him kind of work to the next guy because he's got a progression here, right? We got a hitch on the outside. So if the corner's off, you can take the hitch. The corner's pressed up top. So with him pressed, now we're going to look at the inside fade. If this guy turns and runs, replace it with the guy coming into his spot. A chance here to really see that progression and read through it Instead tries to force that one down the field, and really no chance because of the coverage. Okay, everybody's doing this, so I thought I'd throw it in here too. It's obviously something that Jayden can do as well. It's the RPO, read the defensive end. He comes down, pull it, and then you've got the little flat, and a lot of people are blocking this out in front. So if you make a good throw right here, you see we got 10 yards between him and the defensive back to make some hay, to do something. Bad throw, spins him around, slows him down, allows the DB to get there, and it's just a simple 1-2 yard gain. What could have been a bigger play with a more accurate throw. All right. So, again, hard to know exactly what the progression is. We got to go here. That's dead because we got a safety back there. We got a guy running down the middle of the field. We've got a shallow coming over. Then we've got an in and an under. So this to me is probably a pure progression type play. So we're looking at this go, don't have it, come to your shallow, you don't have it, you work back to your in, to your under. Can always peek this one as you work back that direction. If you get a middle open and this guy goes flying to the go route, you could come back quicker and peek this out and see if you have it. Okay, so we look to the right, don't have it, shallow, don't really have it. This guy's coming down. Now work across to your progression over here. There's a throw right here. If you got it, looks like he's looking this direction. That's probably the next throw for him. Again, kind of bouncing around, trying to be a playmaker. Nice job stepping up and making the play. Guy drops it again. But these are the things, processing. This is what I'm talking about. Understanding, having a plan, okay? No. Okay, work back to your next guy. You got a good pocket right there. Looks like he's trying to, just doesn't find his guy, ends up buying some time, finding him late. Nice throw. What you want to see, guys, go through more progressions when you're watching this college tape. That's what I want to see with these guys. How quickly can they get through progressions and eliminate certain guys? Because that's what's going to have to happen. You're not going to have all this extra time to stand back here and read at the next level. All right, so similar type idea here. Go, corner, flat. Okay, we saw this earlier. We're going to read the flat defender here. Come back, flat defender. Where's the flat defender? He's right here. See him start to sink back. Good decision. Throw it underneath once again. All right, I like it. I like that processing. I like seeing it. You know, sometimes we get cover two. We can say, hey, you can take a corner hole shot. What that means is, instead of waiting for this guy to get outside the numbers, knowing there's a corner sitting out there on the boundary, we can be ready to kind of drive it in here, drive it in this hole, before he gets to the corner. But again, that's something that you prepare for with cover two. If you want it, you're ready to rip it right there. You don't like it, you see the corner, he falls off. Boom, just replace underneath and get what you can get. All right, double slant combination. Again, I like what he does on the quicks. Catch, maybe one step back to set, then we're running the double slant right here. Now, we always want to peek the inside slant first, making sure that there's nobody here in the way. So there's a chance that he could take this inside slant. You see it right there, off coverage. As long as this defensive end engages, there's a chance to hit that right now. More times than not, when we're throwing this double slant, we're really thinking the outside slant, unless the inside slant just pops, which it does here. So I'm not going to say he's wrong on the read, but he could have taken that if he wanted to. He's just holding and waiting on the other one, allowing his guy to separate. I like it. Holding on that back foot, waiting for his guy. I think this would have been a good throw. Tipped up, ball gets intercepted. It's not on him. It's just tipped at the line of scrimmage, but I like the read. He's got the separation over here. I like the footwork. Just bad luck here, tipping the ball up in the air and getting intercepted. All right, so this is the play that he gets knocked out of the game on. That high hit. Okay. I like the decision. Doesn't really have a whole lot here. Okay, we got a middle safety. So we got a guy going to the middle here who ends up coming open because this safety jumps down on this right here. But this is, again, the kind of the play, the hitch, inside fade, and then work to your over on that side. He decides to take the inside fade as he gets popped. Puts the ball up there, a little bit short on the ball. Not bad, though. His receiver could have adjusted, I think, a little bit better to the outside on this one. But that was the end of the day for Jayden Daniels. All right, so there's a look at the Alabama game. Good game to look at because it forced him to go through some progressions. We got to see some of those deep throws down the field. We got to see a little bit of playmaking, not as much as we've seen in other games. But, you know, this was one that it brought up some of those concerns, that there's some things he does really well. When he's in balance and he throws the football, I think he's a really natural thrower of the football, really good down the field. But he will miss a number of reads and throws that seem to be right out there in front of him. And some of it is because his technique gets away from him. Some of it seems where he's kind of pure progressing it. And so it's not necessarily reading defenders and being able to get there when I would like to see him get there. But that's part of the nature of college offenses, and that's what we have to deal with and what we have to figure out. So we got to see some of those progression plays. The corner flats did a nice job reading the flat defenders. That post-shoot shallow concept, we saw that a number of times, did a nice job seeing the carry and getting underneath. So those are the things that I really, really like, along with the deep ball accuracy, his ability to play make. There's a lot of things that Jayden Daniels does really, really well. I'm going to keep watching more film and see if this accuracy thing shows up. And it's not huge. It's not as if he's missing by 10 yards, where some of the other guys like Drake May, I talked a little bit about his issues that he had accuracy-wise, that he misses layups and the ball's just off when there's no reason for it to be off. Now we saw a little of that in this film. I've seen a little of that in some other films, maybe not as drastic as I did in this one. So I'm trying to figure out what the issue there is. Will that be something that translates to the NFL, or is all this really good stuff that we see going to become the norm at the next level? Because there was a lot of stuff to like about Daniels. There's a lot of stuff to like about him pushing the ball down the field, making those big second-level throws, which to me is a huge part of playing in the NFL. So there's a look as we continue to compare all of these guys, the positives, the negatives, what we see within the course of a game. It gives you a chance to really gear up what you think of Daniels and kind of make your thought process against a really good defense. It gave him some tough looks, and he handled some things really, really well. Some other things didn't do quite as well in this game. So, again, this is kind of becomes my dilemma with most of these guys, is that there's some ups and downs, there's some good games, there's some other games that leave you with some questions. So there's questions about all of these guys, and we're trying to decipher what will they be at the next level. What can we count on at the next level? And as I continue to say, always a really, really tough evaluation.